How are you? Listening best I can. I know you're driving to work. Yeah, it's nice to see you guys. Yes. Well, Vons, it's you and I and Monica. So I'm gonna start my live. Maybe nobody will. You never know. And there's gonna be pinging going on because I went I went into Marketplace trying to sell stuff. It's unbelievable. Um, Number one, I don't like being on Facebook because I keep getting approached by men. Hi, how are you? And then they just keep sending me messages 3 or 4 times a day. Are you there? Are you not interested in talking? Are you there? I mean, it's so obnoxious. Because I do so many things, I'm putting things on Marketplace, getting ready for a garage sale, I'm redoing the van, I'm trying to make videos. So frivolous conversations of someone just wanting to say hello and talk to me and who are you and get to know me, I don't want to right now. And I'm not interested in a relationship, shall we put it that way? And it seems like a lot of men do that. I've been off Facebook. I go back on it, and every time it happens, and I get upset about it, and I get off of it. But this time I'm on Marketplace, and I'm trying to sell items, and I put on my 1,000-watt generator, 800 running watts, for $100. And that includes the funnel, oil, the measuring cups, and a 2-gallon container with 2 gallons of gas for $100. Within 20 minutes, some guy's like, give you $50. And I'm like, nah, no, I'll give you 60. No, we're going in a bidding war. And it hasn't been up for 20 minutes. And I've already had 6 people interested. Anyway, that guy, I'm on my way. I'm going to come pick it up. Blah, blah. I'm on my way. What time are you going to be here? I'm on my way. Don't worry about it. I'm on my way. 2 or 3 hours later, what time are you going to be here? Never responded, never showed up all day. This was like 10 o'clock in the morning. He's going to be there. Right. So this has happened twice now. Another one today was supposed to show up between 11 and 12. I'm on my way. I'll be there. And then I text him and said at 12, I go, I am leaving. This is no longer available. Well, here's my phone number. I can come right now. No, you agreed to a certain time yesterday. You didn't show up. It's no longer available to you. Well, here's my phone number. You can call me when you're ready. You're going to be there so I can pick it up. No. You get one chance, and that's it. That's the way I feel. Hi, everybody. Oh, I haven't. CW Style. Hi. After Death Adventures, you're brand new. Janice. Hi. How are you? Welcome. Gladys. How are you? Tracy. I think Gladys and Tracy are both new, but I'm not positive. Tamara, hi, Trish. It's Lindy time. Yeah, well, oh my goodness. Oh, you guys. Oh, Carol, you are so sweet. So glad I finally saw your, live in real time. I'm trying to get my pickle, and then that's not working. Okay, here's the pickle, guys. Thank you, Carol, so much. I feel good. I gave you a heart. Thank you so much. So, yeah, with all this going on, hi, Wanda. I'm trying to say hello. Let me catch up. I don't know who JC is. Sherry, hi. The great Max. Welcome, everybody. Hi, Iris. Don't you get mad at me today. Kevin, hi. There's Carol. Kim, you just came by your channel, and I subscribe. Happy Tuesday from Canada. Thank you, Kim. Thank you. Yeah, my channel. I think I burned myself out last month for my birthday month, and I'm having a hard time, doing videos. I have the info. I'm doing a lot of research videos where it's taking me days to research stuff because I have to read things 3 or 4 times, make sure it's right, that I really understand it. And I'm never sure I always do. Talia, Truth in Jesus. Hi. Tammy. Hi, Carol. Everybody's saying hello to everybody. You're the best. You give me a lot of help. Thank you. Oh, you're welcome. Julie. Okay, so Mark, 412 City Magic, how you doing? I'm doing great. Orsurus, hello. Oh, Gary, you always start out that way. We know what happens. Yeah, it's Lindy time. Yes, it is Lindy time, unfortunately. Yes, my building has kept me busy. Everything is more organized. I'm going through my food. I'm organizing all my food. Trish has given me cabinets to put my food in. I need to know how much food I really have. And stop buying. Stop buying and hoarding food. Yes. Yeah. Thanks, Iris. Thank you. Kat Conan. We have a lot of new people today. 60s Club. It's my birthday. Happy birthday, Janice. Now, I'm not singing, Janice. You don't want that. You don't want to hear it. No, no. I don't do well with, I don't carry a tune. Yeah, people ask not to hear me sing. Oh, my goodness. Violets and roses. Thank you so much. Well, here comes the pickle again. Thank you so much. Bobby, hi. I see you all the time, Bobby. I'm great. I'm great. So, I don't know if you guys have Mel's attitude. I've never been here before. Welcome. We're happy that you came. Wanderluster Bust. Wishing her happy birthday. Janice, happy birthday. Yes. Thank you, guys. Well, yes, a yodeling pickle. That's my thank you. I know. It's pretty sad, huh? Yeah. Get desperate times for desperate things. I've been using it ever since. So today, I really haven't wanted to cover this because so many people cover it so much. To stock up, tariffs will hit when stock runs out. Yeah, if it already hasn't hit, people are using the tariffs to raise prices, whether the tariffs have hit or not. Been watching you for years, but have never reached out. Jeannie, thank you so much for saying hello. Dina, thank you. Sydney, thank you. I think you guys are going to be busy. I think there's going to be a lot of trolls. I consider a lot of trolls on Marketplace. Yeah, I consider them a lot of trolls. Oh, they'll offer you $5 within 5-10 minutes of what you're doing. Tammy, hi. Ivan, hi. Vivian's Van Adventures Crafts. Yeah, everybody saying hello. Program. Thank you. Well, no, I'm not beautiful, but I'm old. So So I've tried putting this off. I mean, I talk to individuals about this, but more and more I see the cities criminalizing. When I say criminalizing, they're fining people. They're making people move 4 or 5 times a day. They're not letting them sleep. They're having their vehicles towed. More and more cities are doing this. Now, I feel I've been very lucky. Trish, I am on the street. That doesn't mean tomorrow they won't come and ask me to move my van and not be able to park on the street. I don't know. But I do know that it's always a risk, and I make sure Marley and I follow all the rules. That doesn't mean a thing anymore. Not a thing. I'm just seeing too much. When I saw this on the water prices increases in San Diego, Carol, I see you here. Did you know about this? That meeting is September, I think, 29th, the hearing on this. I mean, it's 90, it was 63% on sewer and 31% on water. 90, that's 94%. Now, we're on fixed income. How does anybody do that? Yeah, they are making laws that outlaw overnight parking. So, yes, it's criminalizing van life. Yes, they're fining you anywhere from $25 for every ticket to 200. Troll. Vaughn's is on a roll. She's on a roll. Close enough. Welcome back, King Vaughn. Yeah. Andrea, why would I care what you are, Andrea? I don't care. Paul, hello. Yes, Vivian. Yes. Now, I have, and I'm right again. I'm gonna write my third letter to the to the president. I'm also contacting my representatives, and I'm gonna contact my congressman. I'm gonna write letters to all of them. So my suggestion, I have come up with a suggestion. I don't know if it's a resolution, but I have just been trying to burn up the brain power. Now, I think this is what I would like to suggest to government, to these cities, that they have a lot of malls that are empty. There's a lot of parking spots on those malls. They don't have to necessarily go into the building. But if they would have a way of people saying, yes, they tow people's vehicle, which makes them sleep on the street. Outrageous. Yes, that is not a human way to treat people. It just isn't. It just isn't. So, hi, Jan. I still can't quite believe a lovely lady like you has to live in a... I don't have to. I mean, the rent is too much. But I'm paying all my bills off, guys. I've had my vehicle paid off. Financially, it has been tremendously helpful to me, getting me out of debt. Everything is, for me, it's been a really great adventure. It is my last adventure. And I know in the next year, I've been saying this, next year is my plan on being in someplace else. So I'm not going to be staying in the van. I do plan courtside being my last one. That was never my intention. I thought I would stay in the van for 5, maybe 6 years, but basically it was 5, and then I would find something else, which is what I'm still planning on doing. And but this has been a tremendous growing time for me. Now, we got to get back to this. I can't get sidetracked. I can't So, we have all these malls. So maybe there's 500 parking slots. Somehow, if we could put dumpsters in there and a water truck so they could get water and porta potties, this would, I think, work a little bit. Everyone would have to pay so much a month to park there. They would have their own parking thing, and make it a non-profit in the city so people can donate to the cost of the dumpsters, the water, the other, and have a traveling grocery store in a box truck, so people could go and have it come once a week. I mean, I'm just throwing this out. It may be a crazy idea, but with all this empty property everywhere, huge stores being empty or industrial complexes being empty, why not use that and help people out with these big RVs? I'm not saying tents, I'm saying RVs, vehicles. Hopefully they could come up, but now the other thing is safety, security, drugs, all of that would have to be handled, and it would have to be self-run by the people living there, using it, paying for it. They would have to self-run it, and of course, police could come by checking for safety reasons, blah, blah, blah. There's a lot to think about this and put it out, but I'm just throwing that out there. What do you guys think? What do you think? Is on his last legs. Think other peeps running this show. Just saying. What? I don't know. I don't know. Yes, it is living in a tent without facilities of any kind, water, toilets, place to dump your trash, is inhumane. It's inhumane. The homeless shelters, the homeless encampments are inhumane, period. Nobody should ever have to live like that. Nobody. Hi, Linda. Okay. The rent shouldn't be too high for you. You are one of, well, you know, thank you, thank you. I'll fix if you're on a fixed income. Go to Colombia. Well, I'm not, no, I'm not leaving the United States. Live it up. You can live like a king. Then I good for you, but I'm not leaving my home and my doctors. I'm old. I don't want to move out. I want to resolve it. Running away is never the solution. Running away from all the problems. We need to resolve them is what we need to do, not run away. Yeah, rent is too high. Malls would feed into drug use. Again, that would have to be controlled. And again, there's a lot to work out. Everything is complicated. Everything is complicated. But if they're going to, make everybody a criminal, then what's going to happen? What's going to happen? Where are these? There are no options for these people. I went into one thing I was seeing was because they hound them so much, these people don't have normal sleep. They hound them. Late at night, knocking on the door, making a move. How do you sleep? They don't get normal sleep. They don't get normal anything. They're just trying to survive. And somehow, we have a drug problem in the encampments. We all know that. So it's not being handled there. So maybe in a different place and the people help and run their community, maybe it would be better. I'm just throwing something out. I'm trying to think of some kind of solution because this is too much. It is really bad what cities are doing. This is not right. The people who don't have any money, you're charging more money to. Once they get towed, there's towing fees, there's storage fees. They can't even get it back. So now you've dumped them on the streets. Not with a tent, not with anything. You took all their possessions, you dumped them on the streets. Yeah, I'm not happy with what I'm seeing. And nobody's coming up with solutions. So I'm just throwing things out there. Because if somebody is hurt, yes. Oh, well, again, there's many ways of talking about this. The insurance if somebody gets hurt on the again, there has to be something that we can do about that, Wayward Burrow Bodie, this is a great idea. Well, I think it is, but maybe it's horrible. There are not only empty malls, many schools, yes. Yes, there are all kinds of buildings. Yes, they do have bathrooms and could easily add showers. Absolutely. Yeah. And I don't know how many closed schools there are, Carol, to be honest with you. I knew there were a lot of malls. I know there are a lot of industrial areas. I just didn't know about schools. So that's a really good idea. They already have bathrooms. They already have, some have showers. If they have a gym, they probably have showers. So, I'm just throwing it out. It might be, there's so many parts to it. But I think you should make it a nonprofit so people can donate to help support this community. And so it's not so difficult. And the nonprofit is tax deductible. They know where their money's going. It goes straight to paying for the garbage, for all the water, whatever. So what do you think about a rolling food truck? That way they don't have to move their vehicle to go shopping They can, have a table out there and the kids can go to the same school. Uh, you know, I'm just saying, because now I see where they have permit parking, but you have to have a reservation, and it's anywhere from $15 to $40 a day. Who can afford that? If they can't afford rent, they're not going to be able to afford that. But if they park on the street, it might be $100 a day for tickets. It it's becoming, um, it's starting to make me angry, really. Yeah, it's starting to make me angry because this is not right. You have to have a solution for the problem, and then you can solve the problem. But nobody's solving the problem. They're just shoving it around, and criminalizing. Yeah, that's what's happened. Original Mama, hi. Um, well, I don't know about that, Mercy. I don't know anything about that. I'm just talking, and it's like a HOA. You have to be careful. Not a HOA, HOA, Homeowners Association. Some of them, yeah. So it can't be like that. It has to be run differently. We have to really think about how it's being run and how it's going to really make it safe for everyone to be there without all the other stuff. Hi, Jack. I'm just throwing them out. Do you guys have any ideas? I know Carol has some. The schools was excellent. Great. Maybe we need to come up with written plans to present. That's what I'm trying to do, Three Generations, Iris. I'm trying to write all of this down and organize it and send it to our representative, the president, I'm not sending it to this governor, but my congressman. I will tell you that I've had very good experience with my representative. For months, I couldn't get my unemployment during COVID, and you couldn't get through, you couldn't call. I contacted my representative through an email and gave them the whole story and all the facts and what was going on. Within 2 weeks, I got my unemployment, my first check. So some of them are very good, and they will help you. If we can come up with an idea and write it all out and present it. Carol says, I need to present it properly. I'm trying. And present it to the different factions of the government. Maybe something can happen. At least one. Just try one and see if it'll work. If it doesn't, at least we tried. But nobody's trying anything. They're just doing all this madness. I feel lucky I'm where I'm at. I've always felt I was lucky. I've never had the problems that some of these people are having. I don't, I'm an individual and I'm in a van. So it's not a big RV. I'm not in a tent. So I feel like I've been very fortunate to not have to deal with it. But doesn't mean I won't have to deal with it tomorrow. I'm just saying it's going to hit us all. Anna. Well, the Catholic, yeah. Then the other thing is the churches. Now, they again have to worry about their insurance, which is a big deal. Can the churches have certain spots in the back of their parking lot? Usually they have dumpsters and they have water, and just put a porta potty. It's not too difficult for the three main things. I'm just saying maybe some churches do, and I think, Carol, you interviewed a church that put tiny homes up somewhere. I remember you had a video on that. Yeah, I am blessed. Yes, they have to care enough. I'm going to start my own little campaign. I'll let you know in a few months what goes on, but I'm trying to write everything out, write all my ideas out. They're not going to cover everything. I'm not going to think about everything. But maybe it's a start. Maybe it's something. Mall use for homeless in Sweden. Maybe. Haven't had. Oh, really? I didn't know that. Defunct properties being used. Yes, they should be. We almost have the same names. No, my country should not be looking after me. I should be looking after me. I don't want them looking after me. I don't even want them looking at me. Okay. Check out Madison, really. I'll have to look and see. Co-ops? Are you talking about co-ops? Yeah. Yeah, 78 and I'm still doing it. I'm new here and I just thank you for subscribing, Linda. Thank you. Wing Float. Thank you for liking my videos. They're not all good. Let's face it. I I don't do great videos. You know, I just try to give you my thoughts. That's it. That's it. Well, housing first. First you have original mama. You have to have housing. If there's no housing around, it can't be housing first. So they've tried that, and it doesn't seem to be working. So I agree, housing first, but there has to be some way. Many people are in RVs and vehicles, and they're kicking them out. MC, hi, how are you? Nice to see you. Yeah, depression would turn you to drugs because then you don't have to face the reality, and reality is pretty tough to face, to be honest with you. Drugs are an escape from reality, from life. And life is not easy. It's not easy to live and watch all the chaos around us. We're not having a fun time. No, no. Life is pretty difficult. And drugs and all this other stuff can give us an escape. Yeah, yeah. And many families are living in RVs. They are. They are, Iris. They are. Yeah, fairgrounds. Again, there. All of these are great ideas, but the first thing, and they said that, and I forgot about insurance. What are they going to do about insurance if there's a fight or there's drugs or somebody gets hurt or somebody gets, yeah, yeah. I think that would be a big thing. But I don't think you could make fairgrounds a nonprofit. I think whatever we do, we should make it a nonprofit so people can donate to it. So it can get support. A taxable, deductible. People don't mind if it's taxable and deductible from their taxes. So that is something that we need to think about. I just think it should be a nonprofit, and the government knows how to make it a nonprofit, so they could help us make it a nonprofit and try it out. Yeah, yeah, it's true. 3/4 of their income are going to, and sometimes 80, 90% of their income. There's a lot of unused parking lots and empty buildings that could be used. Yes, there are. It's not ruling that peeps can be forced to move without, and yeah, it's true. And dystopia, hi. Um, Many have created tiny, yes, and those are expensive. You have infrastructure that you have, that's a lot of money for a tiny, you have to have money. Yes, it's privately run because there's money involved. Most people who are living in RVs don't have that kind of money. Buy the land, the infrastructure, everything that you need. You have to have water pipes put in, you have to have electricity put in. Yeah, yeah, it's a big, big, big expense. So I'm trying to come up with ideas. It's already there. How can we use it so people can use it? I mean, if I could buy an old mall, I would buy it instead of doing tiny homes just for the people who are in RVs. Yeah, particularly families. Housing units. Yeah, that's a good idea. Maybe I'll put that in my letter. Yes, I know a lot of people are going to school. A lot of students are living in their vehicle and trying to go to school because they can't afford it otherwise. Yes. Rolling shower. I've seen rolling showers. Yes. And I haven't seen the laundry though, Iris, but I have seen the rolling showers. That would be a great idea. Rolling food trucks, rolling showers, set date, so many sign up, and like once a week, and everybody can get a shower. There'll be there so many. Hi, Gail. Orlia. Yeah, it is getting bad. And it's getting worse and worse. I'm seeing more and more videos of what they're doing to people. Yeah, I think this was in San Mateo County, which is a very wealthy county. I don't know what all San Diego is doing, Carol, but you, you're sending the rolling shower idea, Wayward Birdie? Well, that's good. Something I've noticed is that a lot of parking lots have removed the shade trees. Yes, they have. Everywhere you look. Hi, Patty. They have, and I think they've done it purposely so you can't sit there. I have a really tiny shade tree and breeze. And I come here and people look at me. I'm only here 3 or 4 hours while I do my live. I sit here, I prepare, and then I leave. But I still get funny looks and people going, I know what you're doing. Like, what do you know what I'm doing? I'm just sitting in my vehicle. Go away. I like what our area does. Put up tiny sheds, and some are able to pay $100, $400 so they can stay in trailer or little shed. Oh, that's such a good idea, Wing Float. Where are you at? Then they get social worker for residents to get a job. Where are you at? Yes. Katie, please say hi. I am. Hi, Katie. Paul, I can do work for free in Frontier. I don't know what that means, Paul. Um, I think a lot of people, if it was a nonprofit, would, if that was there, a lot of people would offer to help to do things, and offer if it's a safe environment. Again, going to a homeless encampment is not very safe, and they don't want you there. They don't want you there because you are watching you're watching it for no reason. They need privacy. I do understand. Yeah. Let's do some I would love a brainstorming session because I'm not right about everything, but I'm definitely writing everything down that I can think of to do a presentation. Just write a letter with everything I'm coming up with and sending it to my representatives, as I said, to the congressman, to everyone I can think of, just to see if anybody will bite, will say, hey, let's talk about that. Hey, and there's more than, my mind is just really one mind. You need a lot of minds to come up for a solution with this. People who are really a lot smarter than me. I'm not that smart. Once the money stops, they will fix the issue. Yeah, it is big business. Homelessness is big business. Hi, Donna. You want to get the Chinese food? What do you mean, Warren? We having Chinese? Churches, yes. Yes, I think churches need to be involved because they present something that most of my subscribers, I won't say all of them, are churchgoers, and like me, they're religious. So what's the topic? The topic is homelessness. How do we resolve it? We're trying to come up with solutions for resolving homelessness. What can we do? How can we, resolve this? Because nobody else is coming up with it. And I just think we should resolve it. We should come up with ideas, present them to the right people in the right place. I don't know. Low-income housing. I don't know who all I need to contact. But I'm going to be sending out my suggestions. Family and life too. They need affordable housing. Yes, they do. Maybe a sliding scale and maybe community service. Yeah, who knows? Some will not be able to do community service. Many of these people are seniors, And I did a video on the percentage of homelessness that are going to be the seniors. And it's not pretty. It's not pretty. And seniors have medical issues, and they have medicine, and they can't do a lot. And I can do a lot, but it takes me a long time to do anything. I can do it, but I do it very slowly, But I do it. It's just not on a scale of a 20-year-old or 30 or 40 or 50-year-old. It's on a scale of almost an 80-year-old. That's what it's on the scale of. Oh, yeah. Tons of crushing. Yes, yes. And they need to be doing it themselves. Oh, thank you, Dystopia. All of the homeless shelters by me in North Carolina are full, and people turned away daily. They check. Yeah, I know. And the homeless shelters, from what I've heard, And Jason Maney has told me this. He says they're very dangerous for people. He says many, many people do not want to be in them because of the danger. He said it's one of the most dangerous places for the homeless. That's all I'm hearing. So a lot of people don't want to be in there. I don't know about yours in North Carolina. I know about these out here. From what I'm hearing, it's not the safest place. And what is your email, Lindy? So we can... my email is in my description. My mailbox, my email, all in my description. And you can email me with your ideas, and I can put them together with mine. And we'll do another video maybe in a month. And I'll read off what all of us have come up with, and present it, and present what I've done and sent. Whether it'll do any good, I have no idea. I'm just saying I don't want to be a part of the problem. I want to be a part of the resolution, and nobody else seems to be dealing with this, particularly our government, because there's so much money involved. Yeah, they get so much money. If a very small church could do it, surely a rich man... Yeah, bringing millions can figure it out. Yes, Carol, I agree. That little church you did, that was wonderful. And why aren't more churches doing it? I'm not... Maybe there are, and I don't see it. I do see a lot of communities that are coming up. This one woman, I forget how many tiny houses she's put in. But again, it takes a lot of money. Carol, we know this because you've been researching it. You know how much money. It takes a lot of money to have a tiny house community. The homeless don't have that kind of money. So it has to be something that's already built, already there, that can be reused, repurposed. Let's repurpose our buildings that are just sitting there with nobody in them. Let's do something. Or other injuries, etc. on the property. Yeah, Monica, I know. That the insurance and what happens, again, maybe a vetting, doing the right vetting for the people that move in. Just vet them. Who knows the right answer? I'm just trying to come up with just something I can, I feel like I need to be doing something, not just going to, city council meetings, but doing something that maybe will help. It may not. It may be a waste of my time, to be honest with you. I believe people on the... I get it. I understand, Granny Prepper. Amy, I think... I'm trying, but I'm not a genius, okay? I'm just one person, and it takes a lot of brains to figure out all this stuff. Everybody brings something different to the table. Even if you think, I'm not that smart, everybody can bring something to the table and try to help. All I want to do is help. This is not working. This is not working. I don't like it. I don't like all these fines, and I'm getting angry again. I'm getting angry over it, okay? Because people need to have some sort of shelter to be safe in. So, Young, huh? You guys are talking to each other. Affordable housing for low income. Yeah, that was a few years back when I checked that out 5 or 6 years ago. I can't remember when. It was an 8-year wait. I could be dead in 8 years. I don't want to wait 8 years. Carefree Highway. Build more inexpensive, no-frills RV parks. Yes, as long as they can't be sold to corporations that come in and jack up the price 10 times tenfold, and then people are stuck there with these mobile homes they can't move. No, really. I won't disagree with you, Van. Yes, you can. I won't disagree with you. I think there are some... I have to believe, and I'm very positive, and it's a very negative live. I still want to believe there are some good people in government. Somebody could help us. I truly believe that. And I hope that I'm not made into an unbeliever. But I'm getting there. So I really want to be positive. Thank you, Melody. They need to build senior villages, you know, I don't disagree with that either. But there are problems there as well. Because of all the 55 and plus, I'm seeing all kinds of nightmares videos on that. Whether it's real or not, I don't even want to go there. I don't want to research that. People are stuck in those and complaining. And nursing homes, they're complaining how the treatment is complaining. The problem is the elderly are not of value to this society, or so they think. And so they don't naturally respect us or give us credit where credit's due. And it's kind of hard to fight all the time. I forget how old I am and just do, and then I pay the price. But you guys all know that. Everyone would have to sign waivers if they get hurt, they can't sue. Yeah, that would be one way of doing it. Yes, victimize. Yes, I agree, Carol. Yes. They're not, they have no safety. They have no room they can close the door and protect themselves. Yes, I would understand why I do understand why substance abuse would be an escape from that kind of a life. Yes, this is really difficult thing. It's very, very complicated, and I don't want to make it simple. There is so much involved in this. There are reasons for drugs. Maybe some people. I'm not saying everyone. It's an escape from reality, and I've said that before. We all know that. Yeah, I've seen that too, Vons. Yes. They have senior apartments, but the waiting list are years long. And I'll tell you what, you get on a list, and if one of their friends or somebody they know needs something, they'll go above you. And it's happened to me. And I've been on one list like, I don't know, 13 years. And I just keep getting, when I signed, I was number 8. And I don't know, I'm down to like 25 after 10 or 12 or 13 years. So yeah. I don't know what that means. Oh, it's more than sad. Yes, it's more than sad. Hi, Teresa. Retired Life. Hi, how are you? You have a very good, I think, Retired Life, I think I subscribed to your channel. I think you have a good channel if you're who I think you are. I think Sweden built senior villages, especially for those with dementia, too. Yes, I saw something on how they treated, there was a dementia village. It was just all dementia, and the people, like, in the stores and stuff that were serving were actually nurses and stuff and taking care of them. And there was a single, and I don't know where that was. I thought it was beautiful that the whole village was dementia. All the people who were pretending to be gas station people, or, they all were nurses and people who were helping the dementia people. It was beautiful. It was, and sometimes I need to write everything down, and half the time I forget and don't write it down. Hit the like button. Yes, thank you. There's 152 at 83. My RV park charges $505 a month. That's great, because a lot of other people have totally been kicked out of it. I think in Florida, where they sold the whole thing, and now they're going to build condos on it or something, and everybody has to move. They've lost their homes. How are they going to move those homes? And they don't have so many days to do it. It's horrible. I don't want to be in that kind of a thing. James, it's your grandson from Scotland. Somebody's talking to somebody. They use shipping containers for college students to... Yes, shipping containers can be done. Oh, thank you so much. Shipping containers. Walter, hugs from the Netherlands. You're back. Thank you, Walter. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining us. I'm doing the pickle, the yodeling pickle. Okay. James, we're in Scotland. I just saw rolling shower units at a homeless camp. They also have bathrooms. That's great. That's great. But you know what? You can't just depend on a scheduled bathroom. We're seniors. We go whenever we have to, period. Need to start with taking care of elderly and disabled, in my opinion, one group at a time. Yes. Yeah, tackle one group at a time, but and be successful. Just do one and show the success rate. This church that Carol uh, showed, they have a success rate. Why aren't they more people talking to them how they did it, presenting this kind of stuff? How do you do it? How do you deal with, if there are any drugs? It's got to be done. And they have figured it out. A lot of businesses have an empty parking lot. Yeah, they do. Again, from 10 to 5, no issues. It's true, but again, insurance. Everybody's so afraid of the drugs and the mental illnesses that happen. You guys have all seen the videos. Running around, doing whatever, yelling, scrap. I've seen it in person. Walking down the street and someone's yelling and screaming and rolling out on the road, and I'm thinking, where is the ambulance? Why aren't they taking him in for help? But there used to be, I think, a Tide detergent commercial where a rolling washing clothes truck machine had a washer and dryer in the truck. That would be great. That would be wonderful. In Redmond, Oregon, that's Wingfloat. There are some safe parking lots in San Diego County, but I believe they have waiting lists. Yeah, because there's not enough. And every day someone is, I don't even want to state the number of how many thousands go homeless every single day. All of a sudden they're homeless. They've lost their job. They've lost their house. They've been evicted. I mean, yeah. Yes, they are. The shade trees, Orlia, I hope I say that right. They bring the laundry equipment to first responders. Yeah, so they could do that for the homeless. Parking with on-site pavilions with electricity or charging power station. Again, carefree. Someone has to pay for that because the electricity is going to be charged or water. So I say make it a nonprofit for the homeless and pay for those and ask each homeless person or family, if they take one spot, one payment of maybe $40, $50 per month for their spot. I mean, could be, I'm just throwing this out. I'm not saying that's what should happen, but I think on top of that, a nonprofit where people can donate would pay the bills to run this place. That's what I think. Not, okay. FEMA has portable everything. Yeah, another one is being built now. I will take pictures. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. Yes, Kat. I say still try van life. Again, I don't have any problems. Many people don't have any problems. But I would say BLM land would be your best bet. Only I don't believe women should be by themselves out in the wilderness. That's just me. I'm a chicken little. I'm afraid of the animals. I'm afraid of the bugs. I'm afraid of the snakes. You're not going to find me all by myself very often out there unless I feel safe in the place. And then I think last year in Flagstaff, I was there a couple of weeks waiting for Mike. Didn't like it. Hi there, Ash. How are you? All is well. All is well so far, so good. Okay, so love, what do we got here? How much someone cares is much more important than how smart they are. Yeah, we just need to be discussing this together. I can't come up with millions of dollars to have a tiny home, a community, and then it's just going to be tiny, 10 or 20 people. We have thousands of people who need this, and they need it right away. And we have thousands of empty buildings. There's an easy solution here. I just don't know how it works. I don't know. Well, not all churches are wealthy. I don't know that they are. Hi, Femin. Contracts and kickbacks. Yeah. Yeah, and half the time they don't do what they say they do for the homeless because all the big shots in the, I don't want to say nonprofits, are making so much money, at the top. All these, they're supposed to be, they're making so much money and paying, their whole job depends on the homelessness. If the homelessness goes away, they lose their job. It's in their constitution that everyone should have a home. But how do they go about it, Violets and Roses? How do they do it? Yeah. Again, how do they do it? cannot get out in the hot sun and pick up trash or anything like that. I know they can't. I agree. It's just not feasible. There's a lot of things we just can't agree. I can't be in the sun at all. It's, 2 or 3 minutes and no, it's not good. Yes, Finland is a much smaller country. Cynthia, that's all I've heard from people is how dangerous the shelters are. And I have a police son who said, a policeman telling me they're very, very dangerous places. So I'm not sure where you're getting your information. Maybe there's one or two that's not. Maybe they're run very well. But from what I've heard, they're not very safe. Everybody. Yes. Individual states. Everybody has something different. Ken, hi. Well, Ken, that's what I was talking about. That was my suggestion, that we use malls, empty buildings and parking lots. And Carol suggested schools, which is even a better idea because they have restrooms and showers and, yeah. Finland has Hone First programs, executive order / those types of programs and similar ones. Really? It's been a while since, never mind. Okay, Lou. Yes, it's profit over people. I would like to just for once see something different where people, compassion for people comes first before money does. I'd like to see that. I'd like to see people treated differently. And I know many, many people feel the same way I do. Are right there with a little work, but they do nothing. Yeah. Disagree. Maybe not in your town in California. I'm not sure what you guys are talking. Shelters are not placed for seniors. No, they're not. Not for seniors. We have too many issues. Going to a shelter is not the right place for a senior. Sorry. If one goes to new projects on a property management site, they can get in the beginning of, I was on a wait list. Let me tell you about that wait list. I was on a wait list. I'm glad you brought that up. For a brand new low-income housing, I was number 6. It was a lottery. It wasn't a wait list. It was a lottery. And my number was picked and I was number 6. And they called me and I was so excited because I was working at KFC and I knew that was just before I went into my van and I knew I couldn't keep working there. And they said, oh no, you make too much money. And I said, well then I'll quit my job. And they go, it's illegal for you to quit your job. So you can't quit your job so that you can have low-income housing. I said, I only have Social Security. One of these days, I'm not going to be able to work. Trust me. My rent was going to be almost $900 a month. That's low income for them. Almost as much as my Social Security at the time. Yeah. So it sounds good, sounds reasonable, but you better not have any other income. And as a senior, I'm always trying to work to pay off my bills, to do what I was always working. I worked until 76. I'm still working at 78 doing YouTube. Yeah. Butte Mountain. No waiting list. Almost went there. Really? Brand new low-income housing in Butte Mountain. Well, where's Butte Mountain? Isn't that Montana? Funding for nonprofits. Yes, Martina. But not all nonprofits. And nonprofits don't just get money from the government. They also have people donating to them and large companies like the Waltons donating to them. So it depends on the nonprofit, really. I wouldn't depend on the government right now for much of anything. No, not all churches are wealthy if they are helping the way they should. That's right, Monica. They could more easily patrol in a setting like you suggested. We need faith to produce the reality of something like that. Yes, we do, Sherry. We need to work together. I wanted to say hi to Carol. County can take land whenever they want. There's a name for that. But they have to give you some sort of money. The other thing about buying property, you have to be zoned correctly. There's all kinds of things to setting up a tiny house community. Carol can tell you more about. I never planned on doing it because I knew I'd never have the money. They can tell. JJ, stay safe out there. I'm going to try. Sadly, almost feels like you have to sleep during the day and be up all night just to work within their. Yeah. You're late, Tammy. No, you're never late. My husband used to be in charge of support systems unit for Camp San Luis Obispo, and I suggested years ago, why can't we use a yes, and they have bathrooms and they have showers, but what they're doing is they're turning them into places for the wealthy. I talked to a couple about Fort Ord. I mean, there's all kinds of barracks. They're perfect, perfect. Showers, everything there, electricity, and they're not doing it instead of closing them. Yes, that I've thought about too, but because many of them are in pristine places, they're literally turning them over and selling them to the wealthy. What can I say? Yeah, we've always had nomads. I think we have always had nomads. The covered wagon was a nomad. They were traveling. And then as soon as the car, as early as I think 1909, they were building, people were actually using their cars and building houses on top of them. If you look at any of the old photographs, just Google it, you will see. And then in the 30s, during the Depression, many people lived in their vehicles. There are liability issues, zoning issues, not in my backyard. People say, yeah, they don't want it in their backyard. Well, if you're in a mall, you're not in anybody's backyard, or I don't think so. Are not of value the poor people are not of value, and they really are. They really are. Yeah, light work. I'll tell you something though. And then there's another side. When I worked at KFC, this man had a bird, and he kept coming in. I remember him the most. And he said, can I get free food? And now, I've told you guys, I would take all the food. We were supposed to throw it out. But they said I could take what I wanted for my personal use. And what I would do is I'd take everything I could, and then I'd turn it over to a couple in a homeless place where they could spread it out. This guy come in just before closing, and he wanted free food. I don't mind giving him free food. However, I said to him, would you do me a favor and go out and just make sure my parking lot is clean, pick up a couple of things, and help me out? And I have no problem giving you free food. Wouldn't do it. Would not do it. And he was like a man in his 30s. He had a very expensive, but wouldn't do it. Refused. He said, no, I just want the food. And I said, no, I think it would be a good idea if you would just do that just once or twice. I can give you free food every night. Wouldn't do it. Hi, Sarah. Sheila, hello. Areas that concentrated on housing first before addiction had some success, but the funding had been cut. There's going to be more cuts. Only option is churches, but I'm not hopeful they will come through. I don't know. Oh, well, yes, I've said hello to Walter. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. Thank you for watching. You see all my home. Yes, I have. Yes, I have. You have some good subjects. Yes. Yes. Secretary of Agriculture, who's a lawyer with no experience, wants Medicaid recipients to work in farms. Well, that's not very... You know how hard it is to work in a farm? It's very difficult. Being out in the sun. We can do it, but I'd rather do it at night in the cold than during the day in the heat. As a senior, I couldn't do it. I'm just saying, Teresa, I couldn't do it. Have to head out. Great and important chat. I'll see you later, Carol. We'll talk later. You have a good day. So I'm getting ready to close up too. Pickle time. Another pickle time. I think I did it all. Alper, say hi. Are you on a waiting list for an RV? No, I'm not. No, not yet. Because I don't want to go into an RV park. I don't have an RV. They're not going to take my van. It has to be an RV or a trailer. And they're not going to take my van. That means I have to buy a trailer. And I don't know. Yeah. Henrik, when you have time, please watch this video. Father's Love Letter. It's a touching and beautiful. Oh, thank you. Guys, I'm going to head out. They need to build mobile home parks and campgrounds and stop closing the existing ones. Yes, they do. There's so much they need to do. Hard life for some. Yes, Robert. Yes. People become homeless for many reasons, not just drugs. Yes. Yes. It's not just about drugs, but that's what everybody focuses on because that's the most obvious. But that's not the only thing that people are becoming homeless over. And all the cost of living that's going up, water, electricity, HOA fees, uh, all of that is affecting everybody's life. If you're on a fixed income, particularly seniors, you can't afford all these increases. Not a 93% increase over 4 years, please. By the time the government acts, it's becoming, yeah, everything's a crisis right now. Everything. Wish life was different. I don't wish it was different. I just wish we could figure out how to do certain things without so many restrictions. If you lose a spouse, you can become homeless. Yes, say a wife. Yes, it's true. It's true. I agree with you, Van. Van, yes, you can. Yes, there are survivor benefits, but they got to know what to do. Yeah, you're right too, Vaughn. I can't afford to live on my disability. I have to be a nomad. This year, my company pays and meds have went sky. Yeah, everything goes sky high. I don't like $250. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Okay. I'm not comfortable in the woods by myself with no cell. Yeah, yeah. Even if I had a cell, I wouldn't be that comfortable. I just, please accept. How do you know I haven't? What an assumption on your part. We should have a brainstorming session. Yeah, I still want that beach, and I got to come up with it. I'm going to try. I'm going to try to come up with something next month. I got to see about it. I got so many things going. Yeah, it is scary to be a woman and be alone. We need to band together and stay in grips. Yes, if we can all get along and not be all A personalities and try to control everybody else. Okay, I'm going to head out, guys. They only do for homeless around the holidays, which is sad. What about the rest of... Yeah. I think you should be giving all year long. Forget about Christmas. Give all year long. And that's what I do. Christmas is very small to me because if somebody needs something, I give all year long whenever they need it. And I'm not tied to one date of the year for my giving. Hit the like button. Thank you so much. Guys, I'm going to let you go. And I'll see you next time. Thank you for joining. And my email is in my description. If you want to give your suggestions, I'm more than happy to receive them. Well, you'll never know. I'll see you next time. Thank you.